Hello everyone. So this is Kimmy from the Crochet Cabin. Today is Friday, February 6th, but you won't see this till probably Saturday, February 7th. So I'm gonna make some strawberry preserves and we're gonna can them. And special shout out to Sugar Diamond. She's been asking me for over a year now. So Sugar, I'm finally doing it. I promised you I would, and let's get started. How about that? I had to put you guys on the windowsill because there's really no good vantage point. My tripod's upstairs somewhere, don't know where. So we'll just have to deal with it. But you'll be able to see more with this. So first, we need 5 cups of crushed strawberries. And you can see them. That's my crushed strawberries. Okay, so we're gonna put those in the pan. And then I'm gonna grab my rubber spatula. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that word. So, then I just go around and with my rubber spatula and get all the stuff in. So, you don't miss out on nothing. Okay. There's that. Then we get out our little packet from my Sure-Jell. This is the pectin. And I learned a very good thing when I went to make jam for the very first time, which was like 2 or 3 years ago. You cannot do more than 1 batch at a time. If you try to combine your batches, they won't set. So then you have to redo them. So do 1 batch at a time. 1 batch of jams, preserves, jellies, whatever, they usually come out to be either close to 5 pint jars, which is what I use. It says that there will be 9 half pints. So, yeah. So a lot of people do half pints. We go through jelly way too much to do half pints, so it would just be crazy. We go through it in a day or 2. So now we got that in, and then I have a half a teaspoon of butter. We're gonna pop that in there. That keeps your jelly from forming a lot of foam. That if you don't use the butter, then you gotta scrape the foam off. So I use butter, and it's a half a teaspoon per batch. Okay. So now we're gonna turn on the stove. Supposed to do it on high. Got my spoon. And then we're gonna stir everything. The strawberries, the butter, and the pectin. Get it all stirred in. And then we're gonna bring this to a rapid boil. So, and the way you know it's a rapid boil is that it doesn't stop boiling when you stir it, okay? So then after the boil, right there for that, then we add the sugar, which is 7 cups of sugar, and we get that all stirred in and melted, and then once that comes to a boil again, then you cook it for exactly 1 minute. and then you remove it from the heat source, and then you start filling up your jars, which your jars have to be clean and hot. So I put mine in the oven on 200 degrees, and that keeps them nice and warm. So I'm gonna go get some jars. They're right here. So I got 5 jars. Now I've washed these jars. I use my, I put them in my sink, and a sink of soapy water with a little bit of bleach in it. And then I let them sit in there for like 10-15 minutes. And then I rinse them really well with hot water. Hot water breaks down bleach like better, I guess. That's what I was told anyways. And so I rinse them in hot water, and I set them up to dry. And then I put them in my oven on 200 degrees to keep them hot, because this jelly jam is going to be really hot when we're done. So that way it keeps my jars heated until I need them. So let me get all this. I won't need that for a while. Okay, so we gotta stir. You guys, when you're making jams or jellies, you have to stir a lot. If you've never made jams or jellies, I would recommend using Sure-Jell, and it gives you step-by-step instructions. And your measurements have to be exact or it won't set. So I would recommend Sure-Jell, and this is what it looks like. I'll show you. I use the original. They have one that is like, I think it's for like sugar-free jellies, but this is one I use. I use the original, as you can see. And then it's got a paper inside, and it gives you step-by-step instructions. I'll show you the paper. So on one side, in blue, it's got freezer jams and jellies. And on the other side, it's got cooked jams and jellies. I do the cooked version, and it gives you like, it lists everything that you can make jelly out of. And then it tells you, you know, if you need any other ingredients, and then how much fruit to buy, and then it equals this much crushed fruit, kind of thing. And right here, it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do it. And this is for the jelly. And at the bottom it says what to do if your cooked jam or jelly does not set. And that tells you what to do. It's very informative. Very informative. Alright, I gotta start again. Alright. So, well, that's a good thing. It's really, really helpful. I only do this once a year, maybe twice, and I forget how to do it. So I rely on that little insert. You just keep stirring that until it boils, rolling boil, a hard boil, as some people say. And so that's what we're doing. We're just waiting on that. I've got my 7 cups of sugar ready to go. I cannot stress enough that if you're going to do a project like this, time is everything. So I would suggest to get all your stuff ready before you do anything. I would get, you know, whatever you need for the canning part and whatever you need for the actual cooking fruit to turn it into jelly or jam. And so I would get everything done and ready in advance. That way you're not wasting time going to get stuff, and I am bad about that because I always forget something. But anyway, this is the name of the game when you get to be my age. Y'all, I'm going to be 59 next month. 59. I'm going to be an old broad. Oh, you gotta, hold on. 25 till. So I've got my canner here, my water bath canner, and I'm actually canning a batch right now. And then I got another batch cooking. And then I have a bunch of blackberries. I'm going to turn that into jelly. But today, I'm just going to juice it in my juice extractor. Just throw it in there and let it juice. And then when I pour it out, it's got a hose on it. And you pour it down into the jars. And I usually use like half-gallon jars or quart jars. And it's extremely hot. So it really seals without canning. Some people can it too. I've never had to do that. If it seals, then I call it good. So that's what I'll be doing my next project. I'll be turning all that into juice, and that'll be tonight. Turn it all into juice. Alright, I'm stirring. You really got to keep an eye on it. Some recipes say to continuously stir it. I don't do that. I give it a good stir every little bit, a few seconds, every few seconds, I guess. And it's boiling now. But when I run my spoon across it, it stops. And then it starts again in a minute. Well, in a couple of seconds. So we're getting close to adding the sugar. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm like really far away from my phone. And then after it gets boiling where I can't stir it down, then I'll put the sugar in. And then stir it, get that all dissolved, and then I'll bring it back to a boil again. And then once it gets back to a raging boil, then you cook it for 1 minute, stirring constantly. That is so important. Ooh, we're getting close, dude. Yep, I think we're ready for sugar. So, pour in the sugar. I just pour it all in at once. And I just start stirring. it'll dissolve. Might get clumps in here, but they'll dissolve. Stir, stir, stir. You just keep stirring until all the sugar is dissolved. So, I wanted to say that actually today is February 6th. And today is my niece's birthday. The one I told you guys about that is the artist. Yeah, she's an amazing woman. So proud to be her aunt. But today is her birthday, which you won't see this until tomorrow, so. I love that girl to pieces. She's more like a daughter than a niece. You just have a special bond. Alright, it's all stirred in. And I'm gonna let it do its thing. Keep a close eye on it. So if it starts boiling real hard, then I'll start stirring it again. So I'm gonna try to do some kind of video every day. Sometimes it'll be stuff like this, or it'll be me cooking a recipe that I created, or something along those lines. And then other days it'll be yarn, and other days it'll be crochet and whips and finished objects and stuff like that. And then some days I just want to sit down and talk to the people I love. So sometimes I just want to sit down and talk. I hope you guys are doing well. I just gotta wait for that to boil. You guys like my apron? I got this on Amazon. It was made in Tokyo, Japan. It's they call it an Asian apron. I have two of them. I have this one, I have a black one. And I love them. See how it does in the back? Yeah, across it. It's really comfortable, and it goes all the way down past my knees, which is good for me because I'm a little messy. A little bit messy. When I was a kid and my father was teaching me how to cook, he told me, he said, "You're going to grow up to be a good cook, a fabulous cook." And I said, "How do you know that, Daddy?" He said, "Because the best cooks in the world make the biggest messes." I hope that's true. I am pretty good. I'm good at cooking. Yeah, I'm good at cooking. I've been cooking since I was, oh my gosh, 8 years old. That was when Daddy got hurt. It was Mom, me, and my two brothers. And I would help Mom cook. And my Aunt Norma, she moved in. We're not blood relatives, but I always called her Aunt Norma. I told you guys about her before. She moved in to help Mom take care of Daddy and to help with me and Kevin, my brother. We were pretty young. I think Aunt Norma moved in when I was 12. Her and I shared a room. And she was an awesome lady. I love her to pieces. She passed away many years ago. The way that my mom met her is my mom was a private duty nurse, which is now like a visiting nurse, I think they call it now. But Mom was a private duty nurse. And Aunt Norma, she was a home health aide. And my mom had a patient, and she used to take care of, and Aunt Norma was her home health aide. And that's how they met. And then when that case was over, Mom asked Norma if she would want to move in with the family and help her take care of Daddy and the kids. And she came over and she met us all, and she spent the whole day and the night there. And I gave her my bed, and I slept on the couch that night. And then the next morning, she told my mom that she would love to come and live with us. So she spoiled me and Kevin rotten. I mean, she did. When I was a teenager, she used to cover for me all the time because I'd sneak out. Yeah, I was a bad girl. I'd sneak out of the house, and Aunt Norma, she'd be there waiting for me. She'd just sit there and she'd tell my mom that I was home, but I was sleeping. She was great. I miss her a lot. But so she stayed with us. Daddy passed away, and Aunt Norma's mom offered her a job to stay on with us, you know, that she was family, you know. She wasn't just a home health aide. She was family. And that's how we all saw her. That's where Aunt Norma came from. And my grandparents loved her. She was their age. And, yeah. I'll turn that down a little bit. Whoop, here we go, bowling. And, so she stayed with us until her health started declining. So she went into a really nice nursing home, very nice nursing home. She was well treated. One of us was there every day. This was after Kevin and I were grown. But Kevin was like her baby. He was everybody's baby. It's ready. 1 minute. Hold on, I gotta look at the clock. So, 6:31. So, now I'm letting it cook, boil for 1 whole minute. And it's boiling pretty dang good. We got a new stove, our old stove, the oven went out. And it was going to cost more to fix the oven than it would be to buy a new stove. So, I bought a new stove. This stove, I used to have a timer on my old stove. I don't have one on this one. This is a bare bones stove. This is what I wanted, really. They don't break down as easily. Okay, that's it. Go. Now, I gotta get my things. Put that over there so it's off the fire, off the stove. Yeah, 35. Okay. And the batch that is in the canner will be ready in about 4 minutes. So that's good. These are my jar grippers. Let's see, it grips a jar. They got nice handles on them. I got these at Walmart. Well, my husband did. He bought these for me for Christmas one year, along with a lot of other stuff. I was so happy when I opened it and I saw this, because I'd been wanting one for quite a while. So now I gotta take my jars out. And they're hot, so I'm not gonna touch them. That's why, that's one reason I have these. And also, when I go to take them out of the canner, I ain't sticking my hand in that boiling water. So, I have these. So, 5 jars. I hope I fill up all 5 jars. And then I turn off my oven so it can cool down for the next batch. But I'm doing it different. I don't have to turn the oven back on. Okay, so my ladle. Let's see. I think I can go ahead and bring you guys over here. Let's see. Let's move. I can bring you right here. Yeah, you're a little high, but I don't know. I don't want to stick my phone down there. There's jelly everywhere. I don't want to stick it on the stove because it's too hot. Gonna have to edit. I tripped over the cord and my phone went flying about 4 feet. Oh my goodness. So now I'm just pouring them into the jars. Here we come back this way. There, that's good. Right there. Oh, then I'm pouring it in the jars. It's really running now, but hopefully it'll set real good. Hold on, dears. Alright, now we're gonna get some more jars filled up. That's about the extent of it. Just keep going. There's supposed to be a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch headspace. That means a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch from the top of the jar. So, on jar number 3. I have plastic funnels. They're yellow. The old type of funnel. Canning funnels. Irby bought me this metal one a while back, a few years ago. And I have to say that I love this metal funnel. It just looks so much better than the other one. The plastic ones. Laden with it in. And the last jar, I just poured in. So that's the last of it. And then if I'm like just a little bit from the top, a little more than what I want to be, then I will spoon out some of the jelly out of the other jars into that jar. Okay. Alright, so that's, can you see them? There they are. That's the jars I've got filled up so far. I got one left. Okay. Alright. So hopefully you don't fall in the sink. Alright. So all right. Uh-oh. I need this. I like this. Then in bleach water. So, but guys, that's how I do my preserves. I did some blackberry preserves earlier today when I did a video. But this one's gonna not play until tomorrow. Ooh, that's not very full. I'm starting to set some. All right, a spoon, handy dandy spoon. This one. I don't know if it will I don't know if it'll seal that far down. This one's pretty full too. It's hard to judge with jelly. It's supposed to only make like 4.5 pints, but normally I get close to 5. That ought to be all right. It should seal. I hope it does. Anyways. Pretty close. Whew. Doggy dog. Yeah, that's pretty close. I think that far off. All right, we gotta do that lid. Oh, those are done. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Set the lid there. Put it back in the box. And then this paper towel. Seasoning jar. If you're canning something that's got sugar in it, I would use vinegar. Some people use water and wonder why their jar didn't seal. Vinegar cuts through sticky. Very good. Very, very good. Ooh. All right. Oh. Come out, wherever you are. Thank you. Squeeze the excess out. I got these 2 jars to do, and this one has a lot of jelly on the rim. So we're gonna go over that a couple times. I've not really ever had, well, I can't say never. I have only had like maybe 4 jars not sealed on me of like all the canning that I do across the board. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or Monday. I'm gonna be canning, well, making and then canning some vegetable soup with ham. Man, if you have never had vegetable soup with ham, I highly recommend it. It is really good. Really good. Okay. Alright. Oh, we don't leave it sitting there, no lid on it, huh? Klutzy me, you know. Triple vinegar will go flying. So, unplug this. My phone battery was about to die, that's why I have my phone plugged in. But I gotta get some small rings. There's 2. 3, 4, 5. I got my 5 rings. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. I really like canning. Most of the time. There have been times to where I have not really been into it. Like sometimes, you know, how in order to do something, you really gotta like be in the mood. Yeah, that's how I'm with canning. I never was taught canning as a kid. My grandma canned, but I was never taught how to can. And so you put the rings on, fingertip tight. That just means when you're closing something and when you feel resistance, just go a tiny bit more. And that's fingertip tight. Okay, now I'm going to take the lid off. This over here in the dish drainer. Alright, now I have these 2 silicone things that I use. Pause. And their handles can be awful stinking hot. And now I use, this is when I take the jar out of the canner after it's done canning, and I'll take it out with my canner thingy, and then I'll set the jar on this in case something would happen, then I can grab it with this. It's all purpose of that. Oh, one unsealed. I heard it. So this batch makes 15 jars of jelly that I canned today. And isn't that pretty? Look how beautiful that is. You see it? It's so beautiful. I think they're so pretty. Like I can like sweet potatoes And they look so pretty in the jar. Okay. That one got a little foamy. Alright, so now I'm gonna set these in there. Ooh, fall over. This one. So you strategically place your jars in the canner. So like for this, you don't have to do it when you're pressure canning because that goes all the way down to the bottom of the pan and there's a tray down there. But this, the tray sits up in the air, and if you don't like put a counterweight in, like you have two jars, you put one in the front and one in the back, and then you put one off to the right and one off to the left. And one in the center. That keeps everybody happy. Okay. And then we'll let it sit there a little bit because the water is hotter than the jars. So, let it sit there with the lid mostly on it and let it let the jars warm up. So here is one of them. Sorry about that, I must have hit a button. So here are the finished product so far. And then I just put 5 more in the basket of the canner. I'm letting them warm up. And then I'll lower them down. And then I'll let them come to a soft boil. And then let them cook for 15 minutes. Because it's 10 minutes for pints. And so, because I live in Indiana, I have to add 5 minutes to the cook time because of our elevation. That's it. So, yeah. And, of course, I made a great big giant mess in here. But it can all be cleaned up. Oh, I gotta do my peach preserves too before I can do juice. These are my peach preserves. I don't know about these. They don't look good. That's from last summer. I don't know. Those look kind of funky. Don't you think? Look. Those look kind of funky. They don't look good at all, man. I don't know. I'll have to open them and smell them, I guess. They weren't in there that long. They were in the freezer. I put them in the freezer on August 17th, 2024. So I don't know. I'll have to do some peach. And then after I get the peach preserves done, then I can do the juicer. The juice extractor. I'd never seen one of those in my life until I moved in this house. Nope. It's really cool because, well, I think it is. I'm easily amused. So this is the top layer, and that's where the fruit goes. Hold on. Oh, clang, clang, clang. That's where the fruit goes. Okay. And then after you get the stove turned on, then it's, this gets the second compartment starts filling up, and you can see it with this hose. It's got a thingamadooger on it that you can open and then close it. And it goes right there. It holds it on there. And then the bottom layer, that's where you put water. So, because when you put fruit, or you can even do vegetables in there, you need water in the bottom compartment. And it kind of steams them, steams the fruit and extracts the juice, which I think is totally awesome. So I've done apple juice, I've done pear juice, peach juice, blackberry juice, grape juice. Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever used that for was fruit. But I know you can use it for, you could make like celery juice, tomato juice. So we don't do our tomato juice that way. We do it different. We have this food mill thing, and it only the juice comes out. So it's a different way of doing it. But so that's all there is, guys. Sorry, I dropped my phone once and I hit a button. So I don't know. I'll get it put back together though. So sugar, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm a little scatterbrained, so please forgive me. And so that's it, y'all. So I will catch you on the flip side. I love you. Bye.